In this part, we're talking about ephemeral apps. It means apps that are in the moment, that sort of can delete themselves too, that just help us in that kind of context where we need that right now at this moment, and they change the functionality if we're somewhere else. So they can help us, like artificial intelligence bots, to make certain tasks easier. It's like sort of a Snapchat, a photo that disappears after a while. It can even see if this person took a screenshot from this message on this app, for example. Sort of a copy protection there. I have a safe talk where it doesn't reveal your social media handle, so your phone number. So you might not call somebody like right away, and you don't want to reveal all your information with that person. That's called safe talk. There are other examples. This one, you can set up how fast you delete your social media entries, and you can control and delete stuff in the past. Now there are many new. I find TikTok really cool. Not that I kind of use it, but I think the functionality is really taking it to a new step. It's a little bit annoying that it's used by influencers for people to get money from people, and it's very deceptible to a younger audience. So I don't think that's great. But I like the fact that they use the phone in new ways that were there all this time. So I think in the future, hopefully, there will be more apps like this that use more functionalities where you can use the phone to shake, to dance, to hold, to position, sort of like that whole PlayStation experience that we don't have so much on a phone yet, I would say. There are many apps that came and gone, like Vine turned into Snapchat, yes, or TikTok. Vine turned into TikTok. Audible was there before. No, what was it called? What was the TikTok? It had a different name before anyway. So, or MySpace. It went and it came and went. So it's kind of a thing that you'll experience that many platforms won't exist forever. So don't put all of your hopes into that one platform. It's better to, personally, I think still having your own blog is the best way because that is something you cannot lose. You will always be able to control that. So when I asked around for artificial apps, this came up. It's called Crystal Notes. It's an app that lets you write better letters. It scans profiles of the people that you want to write to and gives you suggestions on how to write to this person. So it can scan for the age or the status or it can scan for age or status or job or relationship to other people, religion, maybe even like anything it can find all this information. And then I typed in somebody that I used to know to see what it would suggest to me, somebody that I'm not very familiar with. And in LinkedIn, you can add this as a plugin and would ask you to sort of give suggestions on how to address this person. Artificial intelligence, we use it all the time already. For example, spell check, Grammarly or Hemingway.org, I think are really great. But we already have it built into so many programs that we didn't really think it was artificial intelligence per se like this. That I think would be really useful to have translation apps. So you can travel anywhere and you would just have subtitles show up on the people. Or you could just understand them through your headphones in a direct, fluent, and in the same time translation. This one already works. You can hold your phone on signs and it would give you the words. I use this in Japan where you can have scan menus if you're not quite sure what it means that they have in a restaurant. That's quite useful. They haven't been exactly simultaneously, but I think it's only a very small step to do this. We already have a lot of wearable tech, like watches can measure our heartbeat, the Apple Watch, temperature, location, of course. It might be also built into the fabrics to control our body temperatures and measure all of that directly into the fabric so we can wash this tech with it if we don't take it out. Maybe in the future there might be fabrics that can do that. Here are these could monitor people, for example, Alzheimer persons about their location, or they could monitor drivers that when they get tired, they notice that their attention span goes down, even measuring their eyes. It could give them a warning to take a break. we already have many implants that we're using. It wouldn't be that big of a step to ask your dentist to put a chip into your next cavity, for example. Now, I talked about that publishing is really great on the internet because anyone can be a publisher. There are many platforms like Bandcamp where you can publish your own music very easily. In Japan, there were publishers that had, there's an extra category of reading just for the phone. It was like keitai something, I forgot the exact name. But these novels were written just for commuters to read on the phone. So the sentences were very short, so you can just put them into a line or two, like very easily to read on a commute, for example. People that have never published anything before would all of a sudden have millions of people read their novel, which was a novum. And I think digital made this publishing possible. On the other hand, there are many apps that might be spying on you and collecting data that you don't want to. So you need to double check on these apps and be a little bit aware of what you're giving out there, because once it is in the digital realm, it will always stay there. You can never, ever get it back. It could be stocked forever if you have some wrongful information out there. It could be very dangerous for your future too. So you need to be very aware of it. And the next part we'll talk about, or I'm going to present to you digital cash, how we use it. Barcodes all over the place now. It's really cool. Face recognition, very dangerous subject there. Deepfakes, the same thing. Fake reviews written on websites, chatbots that we interact with all the time. And then hopefully a new generation of politicians that care a little bit more about digital rights for us. So see you in part 3.